Jack it up.
This is the Stoga MK22, the smallest keyboard I've ever tried so far. Let's have a look at it. As almost every other keyboard, I would say, it comes with this protection layer right here. But let's place the keyboard itself at the side for just a second. Let's see what else we've got inside the box. We've got the user manual. Okay, another piece of paper with like Q&A, the Stoga store on Amazon. Then if we open this little box right here, we can see that we only got the USB-A to USB-C cable, because with this keyboard you can use the cable inside the box or every other kind of cable Type-C you've got laying around. And that's it for the box. So we can now have a look at the keyboard. There you go. This is really small. This is my hand. Like with two hands I completely cover it up. In fact, this is a 61 key keyboard, while if you use a keyboard with the numpad, you're probably using a 104 keys keyboard, which is a massive decrease in size, of course, but you also have to lose something in order to gain this small size. In fact, of course, we don't have the numpad, we don't even have the F row keys, we don't have the arrow keys. You can use them with Fn, the function key, and H, B, and M, but we're going to see them in just a second. As for connectivity, the USB Type-C port, it's on the top left of the keyboard, so let's connect the cable, which is in plastic, not fabric. There you go. I'm going to turn off the lights to let you see how it looks like. This is the keyboard. It's really nice looking. I usually don't love the RGB view impact. This is pretty classy. It has this breathing feature, this breathing rainbow, which is nice to see. You can adjust the speed of it by clicking Fn and the A right here. You can change the colors. You can set a single color, color breathing, or the rainbow feature. You can adjust the brightness of the keyboard with J, and this is completely off, and with U to turn it up, and this is at the maximum brightness. But what keys does this keyboard mount? Let's take a key with this tool, and boom. As you can see, this keyboard mounts brown switches, which are so far my favorite ever, because the sound and the response, it's just always there. Like, the sound is relatively loud, but it doesn't break your ears. It's audible, let's say. The feedback is pretty clicky. I like it. The travel of the keys, it's not super short, which I don't like. I press the keys a lot. I'm used to press the keys a lot, so I like this travel. But I'm sure you're asking to yourself, okay, nice keyboard, but how much does this cost? I'm really impressed by this thing because it doesn't cost a lot. Actually, it is, if you're into compact keyboard, one of the best choices out there in my opinion, because it only costs 50 bucks. That is the price of this keyboard. It is not available in every country, so keep that in mind, but for this price, like, it's really competitive, especially, as I said earlier, if you're into compact keyboards. Of course, you need to keep in mind that for this size, you lose something. In fact, like, I've been trying this keyboard for a week or so, and especially with editing, you don't have the arrow keys. Like, you need to press the function keyboard and J and H for arrow keys up, or M and B for right and left, and N for down. So if I want to change a frame, Fn, M to go forward, Fn, B to go backwards. If you want to use the function keys, the F keys, the F row, you need to press Fn and 1, Fn and 2, and so on. And a really strange thing, you can't Alt F4, because if you press Alt Fn and 4, it doesn't close the window you want to close, and this is pretty strange. Once you get used to it, it's fairly easy. As for the feet, we've got two stand modes, let's call them. We've got this little bar right here, which is the shortest one, and as you can see, the profile is pretty low still. Then got this higher profile, which I personally prefer due to my sitting position, my setup, and so on. But this is really up to you. And if you've seen it, we've got like a curvature to this key, which helps also to write better and to prevent like wrist stress or some wrist problems. It's not like an aggressive curvature, but it's really soft. And as for writing, it's comfortable. Like, I don't have any problem at writing or at gaming with it. It's nice from that point. As for the spacing between the keys, you need to get used to it, because it's not that much. I'm used to a little bit more, and in fact, if I go to a typing test, I'm not super fast actually. As you can see, I've got 56 parole per minuto, which would be words per minute, which is not that high. And also, the sound of this keyboard is pretty different from another brown switch keyboard which I used before I received this one. In fact, if I take this keyboard, and if you don't know this means that you haven't seen the video review of it, so you must watch it. I'm gonna leave you the info icon right here. Let's take his cable and restart the test. As you can see, not a lot faster, but a little bit, and the sound especially is really different. This Akko keyboard has like a more soft, let's call it, sound. Let me try to make you hear it a little bit better. I'm pressing pretty hard right now. If I press it a little bit less, while the Stoga keyboard, it's a little bit higher, the volume. You see? This is pressing pretty hard, pressing like normal. I personally prefer this sound over this one, but still, I really like this keyboard. And look at how small it is. Just, this is mind-blowing still, and I've been using it for over a week. This Akko one is pretty small too. So, especially if you want to use it with a laptop, I think this is a game changer. Like, you can travel with it pretty easily, you can place it in a backpack with no problems. If I want to travel with it, I take it, boom, and it doesn't even look like I've got a keyboard in here. You don't even have to worry too much for traveling with this keyboard because the front plate is metal. Let me show it to you with a magnet, the magnet I always use. And you can see it connected right here because it's metal, while the back it's plastic. Even though it connects because of the PCB layer here of metal, I guarantee you it's plastic. The feel of this keyboard is really excellent. You wouldn't tell that this is only 50 bucks.